you know, when they met you and they saw you living openly and freely in your light energy, okay, in your light energy, it's like it made them feel ashamed that they weren't as bright as you. Um, I don't know if that's coming off correct. It's like they were ashamed to. It was between them and God or spirit or universe. It was like them and their own soul. You know, I haven't been living up to the light that's inside me, and they were feeling ashamed. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Turning Tides Tarot. My name is Alishia. Thank you so very much for being here with me. Y'all are the best. We're going to kick it a little bit old school. I am guided to do a divine masculine to divine feminine type of reading, which is something that I began with here on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, we're going to bring the bowl called Spirit. I just want to, make it super clear that we're picking up on one collective. Okay, so this may or may not be for you, and of course please use your own intuition and discernment in trying to sort this out. So we're going to get into what's going on with them, thoughts, feelings, and anything they want the divine feminine to know. All right, so here we go. Okay, I am calling on Spirit with so much love and so much gratitude. I ask for divine guidance as I interpret these messages. May they help us all on our journey towards our highest and greatest good. I'm asking for love, joy, peace, abundance, and protection for myself, for you, and for all beings on the planet at this time. Thank you so much, Spirit. All right, Spirit, please show me the current energy around the divine masculine, and in particular, towards the divine feminine. So what is their current vibe? Okay, we have two that came out. We have Truth Be Told and Building Blocks. Okay, I want to peep at what's going on at the bottom of the deck. Soulmates. Well, thank you, Spirit. Yes, twin flame type soulmates. Okay, we're reading a twin flame collective, so I'm not surprised to see. And I was kind of distracted. I had a little bit of a pause because I was really drawn to the number sequences here. And I was noticing that we had 14 and 28. And I was like, well, there's a doubling, there's something here, right? Like you add 14 twice, we've got 28. This breaks down to a 5, this breaks down to 10, which is a 1, new beginning. So what I see is moving from a space of challenge, because 5s represent challenge, and then 10s or 1s, it talks about completions and endings. And then interestingly enough, when I picked up this soulmates energy, it's 4114. So we have the mirroring. Okay, so I was just called to the number sequences right away here. So what I'm seeing is it's like, I feel like obviously if you have been in a period of separation or perhaps even no contact, I feel like this is where the shift is coming in. I do feel like there is a masculine collective here that is getting ready to come out with their truth, to communicate their truth, to bring clarity, to bring explanations in, okay, towards the divine feminine, so that there can be a completion process that's going on, like a completion of the conflict, or, so that things can be built upon, okay? And I have been picking up, the reason why I'm even doing this reading is because I have been picking up a lot of energy in the collective towards, this isn't a term, but I feel like pre-union vibes, okay? So I'm feeling like the energy shifting. I feel like a lot of masculines are kind of wrapping up karmic cycles, and the feminines have been as well, really stepping into their own power, okay, and really doing that self-love, self-focus, glow up thing that the feminines are so good at. Um, and I feel like this has, you know, given and allowed the masculine that time and space that they've needed to come to their own space of power. And I feel, and even just figuring things out right for themselves, they've had the time and space to do that. Now they also are understanding that it is time, if they do want to build here, which I do see that they want to with the building blocks, okay, that the truth must come out. Truth must be told. I'm really digging the imagery here of this window. I don't know how clearly you can see a little bit here, but there's this owl, and right at the heart space here is a window that is opened up, okay? And all these little like heart shaped, I don't know if they're rose petals or what they are, but it's all flying out. And this owl here, which speaks to wisdom, right? Owls represent wisdom, right? And it's standing on a mask. So I feel like, you know, perhaps this wise old owl was standing behind the mask at one point, you know, not opening up, things like that. So y'all get the idea, y'all get the theme that I'm picking up on here is that the masculines are ready to break down some of those defenses, you know, that they were hiding behind, you know, or even coping mechanisms or whatever the case. It's like coming out from this period of time, perhaps hermit mode, because when we go into hermit mode, when we withdraw, when we go within, we get silent, you know, that's where we actually connect with our soul, our higher self, and then we do gain quite a bit of wisdom and we learn what it is that needs to be done, how it is that we're feeling. You know, I just feel like there's been a lot of introspection here, okay? And this is the overall theme, right? Overall theme. Underneath the soulmates, before we even go, I do want to acknowledge this number 13 here, which is interesting, 13, 14. We've got all these little number synchronicities coming out in this reading. A fork in the road, regeneration, wow. And then look at what's underneath that. We have the fates, okay? So this is definitely in line with the energy I have been picking up recently. Now I will get into some tarot here and ask some specific questions, but the overall energy from the masculine towards the feminine right now is this desire to build, right? But first, there is going to be some clearing of the air, some explanations, the opening up, and you know, dropping those defenses. Now, the fork in the road, it's like I feel like they understand that if they want to continue, if they want to move forward, if they want to have feminine in their lives, if they want to come into union and build that, there has to be some groundwork laid first. The difficult things need to be acknowledged and discussed and all that stuff. And it has been coming up again in some of our recent readings. Now, with regeneration, we all know that I feel like, you know, that's the energy of like the phoenix rising and cycles, right? Going through, and we already have this indicator here with the numbers back again to the 10, reducing to a 1, an ending and a new beginning here. And of course, with the fates, you know, y'all know that if you're on a twin flame journey, the fates, divine timing, right? Divine timing is definitely at play here. Okay. So what's interesting is the mirroring aspect as well with the numbers that I'm seeing, the 41 and 14. Of course, you know, 41 and 14, speaking to, you know, as you have been also leveling up, healing, again, that energy has been reflecting in this particular collective of divine masculines. Okay, so I'm just going to move over some of this energy because I'm working with a small space now that we have an idea, and I'm going to get into the tarot. So, yeah, what is going on? You know, let's just start with how is this masculine currently viewing? Let's go with viewing. How is the masculine currently viewing this feminine, please? Not what they're thinking, but how are they seeing the feminine right now? Because I feel like there's this energy of observation from their little perch. I'm seeing this being, you know, this little owl who's gained wisdom here and is ready to open up. So quite beautiful, quite beautiful. All right. how is this masculine viewing the feminine? Wow. The Tower in reverse. That's a very interesting energy, isn't it? The Tower upright can speak to sudden changes, breakdowns, and sometimes for me as a reader, when I see the Tower coming up in reverse, sometimes it can indicate breakthroughs. Things are trying to resist any type of change or things like that. But in this particular case, with this is how the masculine is viewing the feminine, I feel like it's a rebuilding type of an energy. Having survived, I feel like it goes to strength here, having survived. Yeah, look at that. Having been through quite a bit. One more on this. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. I'm going to tell you, I really seeing this masculine as, viewing the feminine as being absolutely resilient. Okay. Even though it's like, okay, I got to get my words together here because there's the feeling, it's like there's a high level of admiration and respect is what I'm picking up on for the amount of stress, for the difficulties, for the challenges, for the heartache, for the upset, for the abandonment issues, for the things that were said through arguments, through I feel harsh delivery, harsh words, and abrupt ghostings or cutoffs, or throughout all of this. I feel like difficulty is just too light of a word, honestly. I feel, okay, they're basically seeing you as somebody who has withstood, or I don't want to say withstood the test of time. I'm having a hard time formulating words right now and putting them into a sentence, to be totally honest with you. Bear with me, please, folks. I'm trying to explain this. It's like there's respect and admiration here for your ability to, it's like they're in awe that you're still freaking standing. Okay, now I know that sounds very extreme, but it has been more than just challenging. It has been the kind of situation here that would normally break someone apart, break someone down, and maybe it did, okay? But they're viewing you as being so freaking resilient, and it's like there's this feeling of like, I'm in awe with you. I cannot believe you are the way you are, where you are. You're still standing, you're still here, you're stronger than ever. There's like this, I can't even put this into words. It's kind of like bittersweet is how I feel like is probably the best way to explain this energy. It's like, even though like this has been so freaking difficult, okay, even though it's like, okay, you see, I'm trying to be very careful about the words that I'm choosing to speak, because this masculine, it's like they want to take the blame for a lot in the connection, a lot of the upsets, betrayals, abandonment issues, ghosting, stuff like that, for how they showed up. Okay, words that they said. There's this feeling of, regret here, okay, and they are sitting in a space of remorse for what they've done. But they also, interestingly enough, it's like they have their own reasons that you didn't know about. So because you didn't know what they were going through and what their reasons were for ghosting, abandoning, putting a lot of stress, saying the things that they said, they just like they're in awe. They're in awe with the fact that you've somehow managed to get through and still shine so freaking brightly, divine feminine, without even knowing why. I feel that this masculine collective also, they can very much feel your unconditional love towards them. Now, whether that you may have turned your back, or energetically, or whatever the case, you may have let go or detached or done some work, right? Turned your focus onto yourself, and just release them to do what they needed to do in order for them to grow. Okay, so this is all very much understood. Okay, this is all very much understood, but they have still felt the unconditional love that comes from you. So if you released them, that you would have released them with love. You would have said, okay, you know what, it is what it is. I send you love. I wish you well on your journey. Please go and heal. Please go and heal. Now that's what they did. Okay, that's what they did. Now, how they're seeing you is being like this freaking pillar of strength, right? Divine Feminine. And the reason why this feeling of just utter admiration and respect is coming over them when they think about you, or when they're looking at you, is that they had no idea how strong you were. They had no idea how strong you were. And the reason why they know this is because they've been going through their own breakdowns, their own breakthroughs, their own intense stress and change, and their own, like, as much as you were going through something, they were as well. You wouldn't have known, and maybe had nothing to do with you. Okay. So I do feel like, again, truth be told, they were miserable without you. This was the hardest thing that they ever had to do, was to hurt you. Like, this is the kind of thing, but you didn't know that. Okay. Now, I just spent a lot of time, like, we're 15 minutes into the reading here, y'all. I just spent a lot of time focusing on trying to explain that energy. So I am going to move forward, but know that it's like, it's reverence is a word that keeps popping into my mind, and I don't even know if I'm saying it properly, to be honest. Okay, so reverent. Okay, anyways, let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. But they basically, they only know how difficult it must have been for you, because they were going through something similar, again, mirroring energy, right? Okay, so they have a lot of respect and admiration for your strength, and they see you as being intensely strong. Truth be told, truth be told. Now, truth be told, they understand, they know exactly how it looks, how they showed up, okay, how they were breadcrumbing, how they didn't give you what it was that you deserved, how they may have legit blocked you, or left you out in the cold, or left you on red, or said some pretty awful things to get you, like, to push you away, basically, is what it is. Okay, so I feel like there's this, it's like they're not going to lie. They're going to, like, I've been getting this taking accountability energy as well. They know what they've done for breadcrumbing. They know that. They have also always known here, Divine Feminine, that the two of you had the potential to just have a happy life together, okay? The Ten of Cups here is like that maximum abundance, fulfillment in connection, in love. It's the happily ever after. They've always seen you as that. So it's, I understand that I feel like that's what's been carrying them through their own difficult time. But again, you wouldn't have known it. You wouldn't have known it. You wouldn't have seen it. They would have acted in the complete opposite manner. Okay. This collective, right? They would have pushed you away. I want to know why you were pushed away, because I feel like this, truth be told, like, they're coming in with some explanations. They want to know why. The Sun in reverse. Y'all, it's like they felt like, oh, I guess I'll keep it in the reverse. I just don't like looking at the Sun in the reverse. Honestly, they felt like it was, okay, this masculine was coming from a space of intense wounding, having, been very hurt in love, and in life in general, and had, never let anyone close to them. Okay, this is what I'm getting here. Obviously, never let anyone close to them. They were terrified of you seeing them. Okay, so when the two of you would get together, I mean, they would feel your warmth. They would feel that joy just radiating off of radiating off of you. Okay. They would feel that connection. They would feel that love. They would feel that warmth. And the light, your light would shine so bright that it terrified this masculine. It's like they were afraid to step into your light. I feel like a very dark energy, like a dark cloud, had been hovering over this masculine, and basically until they met you. Okay, and I feel like you really did show them the light, but they were freaking terrified of it. And when you're somebody who's used to living in the darkness, you can only take so much. You know how your light, like, let's just use a very mundane example. When you are, in bed at night or something and everything's dark, and somebody were to come in and just flip the lights on in your room after your eyes have been closed and in total darkness, like, it's going to sting. It's going to hurt your eyes. You're going to be light sensitive. And so basically, this is what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing coming from this masculine energy is, it's not that there was, of course, nothing wrong with you, feminine. They love you. They love your light. They love everything about you. They couldn't handle it. And it also is something to do spiritually with being close to the Most High. They couldn't, it's like there's almost an energy of, yeah, it's like a fear of being exposed, not only to you, but to being exposed, like their darkness being exposed, their um, shadow being exposed to the light. Okay. And I feel like, a lot in these twin flame connections, that's basically what we do for one another. We shine a light on the shadow, right? And I feel like this masculine was very much afraid of that, and didn't want to come out of the darkness is what it is. So this is part of the reason why they pushed the feminine away. It hadn't, for this masculine, had nothing to do with whether or not they loved you, whether or not they wanted you to be in their life, or whether, they couldn't freaking handle it. They couldn't handle the truth. And this is the truth be told, like, this is something that brings this masculine quite a bit of shame. I keep on seeing this image, and I don't really know where it's from, but I'll try to explain what I'm being shown right now. And it's like, again, this pitch black, I don't know if it maybe from like a cartoon or something, but it looks a little bit cartoony. It's a pitch black room, and then there's a giant spotlight, coming down, like maybe on a stage or something, and it's shining down. And I keep seeing this figure, like stepping into the light, like just putting their toe underneath the spotlight, and then pulling it really back, like far back, and then looking down to the ground, like in shame. Like, I don't know, it's like this, there's a feeling of shame, like being covered in shame. And not that you brought this person shame, but you brought up these feelings, okay, within them. I don't know if it came from childhood wounding. I don't know where it came from. And everybody's person is a little bit different here. So I'm not going to get into details because it's general, but this is, collectively, there was a lot of shame that was brought up. And it's from the light that you freaking radiate, from your spirituality, your spiritual connection, the light that shines through you. You're a very powerful being, but so are they. And I feel like, their light. Wow, I'm really getting into this masculine's vibe. Their light was very much overshadowed by maybe trauma and things that happen in their world. Again, that's not really an excuse. It's up to the individual to heal that. Okay, I'm not here making an excuse. I'm giving an explanation that I'm hearing and seeing, that you may hear from your masculine. Right? This is what what they would say. Okay, so this, I feel like their light would have been like snuffed out. Honestly, they may have been highly emotional, very sensitive, very creative, very just, shining full of, source energy, the light, just as children do. And I feel like this is coming from a space of like being in a very harsh environment growing up, and having to hide that, so much so where it was like maybe this light that shone so bright within them, really just went down to this tiny little spark, hidden down at the depths. Like it was really stifled is the word. And so there was this energy of, when they met you, and they saw you living openly and freely in your light energy. Okay, in your light energy, it's like it made them feel ashamed that they weren't as bright as you. Um, I don't know if that's coming off correct. It's like they were ashamed to. It was between them and God or spirit or universe. It was like them in their own soul. You know, I haven't been living up to the light that's inside me, and they were feeling ashamed of that. It's to the self too. Okay. Wow, this is getting pretty in depth here. Wow. Okay, so there's some huge explanations coming in. Okay, so this is the reason why. So the reason why they would have pushed you away. I mean, this is coming through quite clearly here. And I feel like it is very deep. And this is the kind of opening up that's happening is the defenses are being dropped. Okay, this masculine's allowing you in, okay, to really speak on the issues, okay, the issues and why they would have showed up, why they showed up in the way that they did, why they pushed the feminine away, why they tried to, deny this connection, ignore this connection. You know, obviously, spirit hasn't allowed them to do that, but this is wow. I mean, like meeting you has been this catalyst for this masculine, right? Okay. So I mean, I feel like it's a journey that didn't just start like last week or last month. This is something that's been going on for, I'd have to say at least over a year and up. Okay. This is definitely not the kind of work that happens overnight. So if you just realized you're on the twin flame journey, this probably isn't the stage in which you and your masculine are at. I'm speaking here for folks who have been on for at least a year or more. Okay. At least. I would even have to say like 2, 3 years, okay, and up. So it's like finally getting this explanation, and the masculine is very. It feels like they're ready. They're ready to expose this part of themselves, okay, to the feminine, but it's only because they understand and know and feel that you absolutely deserve an explanation, and that without an explanation there is no growth within this connection. There is no happiness, there is no abundance, because even let's look at these two energies, you know, and even that regeneration, right, that we were speaking to earlier. I keep seeing it over here, in order to, and that's, I'm just going to show you on the camera what I see, but in order to, reach this sun and this 10 of cups, which they absolutely know here that is possible between the two of you, this is the most positive energy in the deck. This is a happily ever after, the ideal, this is union, this is growth, this is evolution, abundance, even perhaps, starting a family and all these other things. Okay. Like all the best things, whatever the ideal in love is for you and your person. Okay. It's like, we've got to let it out. We gotta talk about it. I've got to open up in order to get to that space, where we actually can build this firm, solid foundation from which to grow upon. Okay. All right. So this is like, it's pretty intense. This has already been like, wow, I just saw like 27 on the clock. A lot of number synchronicities here in this reading. I haven't even really done half of it here. Okay. Let's get into how is it that this masculine, what are they thinking about? What are they thinking? Whoa, that's flying out. All the energy is really flying out. Hold on. That fell on the floor. Well, that's not surprising. It was the moon in reverse here, folks, and that is coming out with the secrets. Again, this is kind of echoing and repeating some of the messages that have been coming out over the last couple of days, because this is very strong in the collective right now. In a certain collective here is that the secrets are about to be revealed. It's all about to come out into the open here, okay? Again, it's all coming out to the open. They can't, it's like they want to tell you exactly what this is. Yeah, they're King of Rods coming up here. Now, this is them taking control, taking leadership, getting in their confidence, okay? Getting in their confident energy, and really feeling like they can do this, all right? They know that they're the ones that have to take this kind of an action, a decisive action towards the feminine. And of course, they are magnetically attracted, but we're not even talking about the physical right now. We're talking about on a soul level. Yeah, in order to overcome and truly bring this difficult cycle to an end, yeah, there's going to be apologies. There's going to be apologies for every single sword that they ever put in your back. And I know that sounds really intense, but that's how it would have felt. And that they know that that's what they've done. They betrayed you. They betrayed the connection. They betrayed the Most High. They betrayed the divine. They betrayed themselves. Honestly, I mean, that's what this soul journey is truly about, is reconnecting with the self. Okay. And I do feel like they've done that. And that's the only reason why they know now what they've done, like they know now, and I'm not sitting here saying the feminine is totally innocent in any of this, because I'm not that, the feminine has made their own mistakes. And I feel like even without even knowing or understanding, you would have triggered and pushed your masculine as well. Okay, in the way that you communicated some of the words that you used, okay, or expectation, or trying to force or control the direction of the connection. Like, there are so many different things that you may not even be aware of, feminine, that felt like a knife in your masculine's back as well. Okay, and I just got to be real, because it's not one-sided. This is a two-way street. All relationships are. And even in karmic situations and lessons, we all play a role, and we all have lessons to learn. Okay. So I feel like there are some apologies that are coming through. And there's this desire to really lighten the energy between the two of you. Okay. But again, there's first has to be this clearing out, and a complete ending to what has been, before any focus can go on what will be. Okay. What's this? Strength. Yes. Okay. So I see this masculine, again, strong Leo energy just right here. We have the sun, strength, and the king of rods. So they may have that in their chart somewhere. Okay. Or they're just, this could be starting in Leo season. Okay. Which is right around the corner here. Right. So this is something that's coming into fruition here for this collective, or it's going to continue throughout the season, Leo season. Anyways, standing in their strength, confidence, compassion as well. Compassion towards you, compassion towards the self, forgiveness, courage, strength of will. With strength here, we know also that the devil has been conquered, right? Because it takes that strength of will and courage and determination to overcome something that we know isn't good for us. And that the devil energy represents codependency, addiction, trauma bonds, anything that we do that we know isn't good for us, any type of coping mechanism. Okay, anything that we do to distract us from healing, that is the devil. It tempts us. It draws away our attention from the self, from the shadow work, from going through a dark night of the soul. It's a distraction. Okay, from feeling the feelings and dealing and overcoming and stepping into that strength. So this masculine has been doing just that. And I feel like feminine has been as well. Now, this is how they see, how they feel, what's going on, what they're thinking about. They're thinking about all the ways in which they have, betrayed the feminine, right? They're thinking about every single time. They have been thinking about every single time that they put a knife in your back. And how they need to apologize, and how they need to come forward and prove to you that they've done this work. They've done some work. Okay, wow. All right. I'm going to continue on. I know it's getting a little lengthy here, folks. Okay. How is it that they're feeling towards the feminine? Please, Spirit, in this moment, how is it that they're feeling towards the feminine? Wow. Okay, the Fool. The Queen of Cups. Well, that's not surprising. The Fool is wanting to, again, take a risk, a leap in love. It's a fool in love. the Fool here actually carries the rose, the white rose representing true love, right? And they're willing to, you know, jump off a cliff, you know, like it's taking this new leap, this leap into the unknown. But there's a lot of love. The Queen of Cups represents the feminine energy that a masculine is absolutely in love with, okay? This is the most, you know, they really love you. They see you for this gentle strength. I'm getting gentle strength, this courage. They had no idea just how strong and bold you truly are when you need to be. But you have this beautiful feminine, you know, this feminine quality, right? That they so admire, that is like gentle strength, right? You're very kind, compassionate, nurturing, empathic. You have so much love to give, and you aren't afraid of love, and they are opening up to this love that they feel for you. I feel like it's very much overwhelming to them right now. Very much overwhelming. So they are like a fool in love is what I see, this combination. You know, they are in love with you. They are in love with you. Absolutely. You are their divine feminine. They are absolutely in love with you and in awe of you. Temperance. Temperance flying up in reverse, and I didn't even ask anything. I feel like this is a little bit of a fear coming up, to be honest, because temperance to me and the love reading is about reconciliation. It is about reconciliation, and I feel like there's like, they're not sure whether or not, you know, you're even into this idea. You know, they don't know. They don't know. They don't know because they haven't tried yet. They haven't contacted you just yet. Or maybe this is something that's happening recent. I mean, I don't know where you are on the timeline of this energy reading. You could be anywhere in this timeline. This could be something that just recently happened, is happening right now, or is about to happen for you. Okay, so for temperance, it's, you know, they're a little bit afraid that it's like there's a bit of this fear when it comes to opening up, okay? Because again, this is a little bit foreign to them. Obviously, they haven't really done this before in this connection, but even in previous connections. And opening up and taking this risk in love, you know, and opening their heart. I mean, they feel safe enough to do it with you, but, you know, it still is quite a little bit scary to them, because even though they understand and feel that unconditional love that's come from you, there's still this worry that, you know, maybe it's not going to work out, or maybe my feminine's just simply not interested anymore in the same way as they used to be. Maybe they're not in love with me like they used to be. Again, there's understanding because of everything that's happened. You know, they get it. They get it. They get it that they've actually were the ones to push you away. Okay. So there is a little bit of fear around that. There's also a little bit of fear around, you know, temperance also represents doing things in moderation, remaining in balance, remaining peaceful. Because of the energy being so intense between the two of you in this connection, they are definitely still worried and a little bit fearful of things going way out of whack. Okay, like, you know, highly intense emotional battles, perhaps, or you know, huge displays of emotion, things like that still kind of make this. They're uncomfortable. Okay, so they're a little bit still afraid of that. It's just got to be real, right? So they're putting their toe in the water. That's so interesting. I just was pulled to the temperance. Oops, showing the wrong angle there. Temperance putting their toe in this emotional water here. Okay, grounding themselves and balancing their emotions. Now, that kind of reminds me of the vision that I was being shown about that, you know, that masculine stepping their toe into the light and then withdrawing it, like putting their toe in, you know, it's like testing the waters, testing out the light. So there's still a little bit of fear around whether or not, you know, it's all going to come together, if reconciliation is even possible. You know, a peaceful resolution is possible, right? Again, this is all coming up. Like I said, this isn't like a reading that's telling you this is guaranteed union. This is a reading that's like pre-union. This is what I feel like. It's the work that gets done before, you know, any decisions are made about whether or not the two of you are going to move forward in a physical union. Okay, so I feel like pre-union energy. Okay, they definitely love you though. Okay, what is it that they want you to know? What is it that they want you to know? Okay, yeah. You know, with Six of Swords and Judgment in reverse. Now, Judgment, let's talk about the major arcana of Judgment first, okay? They don't, this is another, it's kind of funny, we got Temperance and Judgment. I'm getting sidetracked here because um, Temperance and Judgment are also linked to the Lovers in major arcana. It actually represents three different stages of a intense soul connection. So it begins with the Lovers, where it's that first spark and a decision whether or not to dive into a relationship. Then Temperance is about the period of time, like the alchemical marriage. It's when the two come together and decide to blend their energy and come into some type of union or whatever energy like that, reconciliation. And then Judgment is like this the final step, the final judgment. We're doing the thing or we're not, right? Um, they want you to know that they have learned lessons. They are willing to put things in the past, right? They are willing to, um, they're really willing to put the past in the past, but they don't know whether or not you are. So this is why this energy, like all of this super positive major arcanas, came up in the reverse. You know, all the Sun, Judgment, Temperance came up in the reverse. The Tower came up in the reverse, but it just feels like, not all the time. Okay, so when I started reading tarot, I didn't do the reversals because I just thought, it's not that I didn't want to learn them or understand them. I just felt like it didn't really matter because the cards around it would always indicate whether or not it was in a good company or not. Like energetically, you would be able to tell, and I could always tell because every card has a high and a low vibration, right? Meaning, okay. But for me, sometimes it's as simple as reversals can be as simple as just not there yet, or delay, or hold up. You know what I mean? So this is what it is. It's like they're unsure of whether or not reconciliation is possible. Putting the past in the past is possible. Achieving this joy, happiness, and abundance with the feminine is possible because they don't have their answer. They don't know. They haven't done this yet. So it hasn't come into play yet. So there's still this, like, they don't know if you're game, And I mean, like, of course we can do the, any kind of exercise that would, send them your energy. I'll let them know that you would be interested. Let them know that you're open, that you're here, and all this telepathic communication and the 5D and all this stuff. But they still need to know. And in order to truly know for themselves, is to take this leap of faith, is to actually take some type of action here, right? To actually tell the truth, to actually come forward and do this work, right? So yeah, it's like they're totally willing to put the past in the past and evolve this connection and reconcile and like build something completely new. They're here for it. Okay. And I just heard somebody like screaming out, "Oh, they're nowhere to be found," Um and it's like energetically, yeah, they're here for it, right? But physically, what's going to happen in the physical, right? This is all well and good. I hear some of you saying that, like, you know what, this is all well and good, Alishia, but like, where the hell are they, right? We'll see. I mean, we'll see. We have to give the energy a little bit of time to play out. I'm not telling you to hold on. I'm not telling you to hold your breath. It's just, it's in the reading. They all have free will. We all have free will. So whether or not they actually follow through, let us see. Look at that. Some of them are holding on to this and haven't been making any move. Some of them have been in this energy for a very long time. Some of them have known this for a very long time here with this Four of Pentacles. Some of them have been holding back for far too long, right? They've been holding on, holding back. They've already made their choice. Look at that. Seven of Cups in the reverse. The Hangman in reverse. There's nothing holding this masculine back anymore. They know for sure what they need to do, but are they going to physically do it? Are they going to take action? The Hangman in the reverse indicates a yes. The Seven of Cups in the reverse indicates a yes, but the Four of Pentacles talks about really not budging, not moving. Five of Wands in the reverse. they're still trying to overcome some type of inner conflict that's going on within. It's like they know what they have to do. They feel like they're running out of time, in which that may be energy coming out from you, divine feminine. But I mean, it is what it is, right? I feel like I'm reading for feminine who's not necessarily sitting there waiting on the, like, looking at their watch or waiting by the phone or whatever that is. I feel like you're busy doing other things, for the most part. Okay. They're still going through this inner turmoil. And what's happening with this inner turmoil? High Priestess and the Devil and Reverse. Yeah. They're still conquering something. They're still conquering. It's like one last fear, it's like the devil's really working hard on this person, trying to keep them from coming forward. It's like pulling out all the stops. Remember how we were speaking earlier to, I just saw 44, and I was like, wow, can't imagine it's already been so long in the reading. But remember we were speaking to overcoming some of these coping mechanisms, these temptations, the things that distract. I feel like the devil's out in full force right now, and your person is doing their best to connect to the source, connect to higher power, to gain wisdom and strength from the divine here, and overcome and defeat some of these aspects of the self, some of these shadows, some of these ego issues they're still working on within. Okay. What action? What is the next action? Well, there's the Empress. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have Justice. Very powerful energy. Look at that. That definitely defeats the devil. Look at all that major arcana surrounded the devil. A lot of majors come out in this reading, because that, when you get more than like 3 or 4 majors in a reading, y'all, it's like, it is a very important time. That's an indicator that it's something huge is about to change. And I don't know about you, but I have been seeing 555 freaking everywhere. And I know 5s are challenge, 5s are change. But I didn't know when I looked it up, actually, because I was just seeing it everywhere, seeing it on my phone. I was seeing even subscribers here on the channel was like 55.5, for a long time. And I was like, every time I looked at the clock, not every time, it'd always be 5:55. And anyway, so I looked it up, and it said, change coming. It's a twin flame number. And I didn't even know that, they were talking about how the 555 was an indicator of things changing within a twin flame connection, and someone seeking you out, messages about coming in, okay, change coming into you. And with the Empress energy here and Justice, the High Priestess, this is all letting me know that, again, you may not see or feel this coming. I mean, you might now, because you're getting into this tarot reading about it, but Justice is coming into you. You're the Empress. You're the divine feminine. You're not seeking it. It is coming into you, and it is coming in from this masculine here. Coming in to make things right. Okay, this is what I'm getting. Coming in to make things right. And I feel like, they will be taking action towards yes, what's their next action? And the Empress came out, so they're going to be communicating with the divine feminine, right? They are focused on the divine feminine. All right, I have to cut this off a little bit here, y'all. I do apologize. I know it's been pretty in depth, but my child is calling for me. I think it's getting a little bit too long, so I want to take a couple direct messages here. I want to take a couple direct messages, and I'm going to take an oracle, and then we're just going to leave it at that. I don't feel like this energy is really going away very quickly in the collective again, so I'm sure we'll pick up again. Okay, what is it that this masculine wants to say to divine feminine? It's time for me to heal now. I feel like that's something they've already been doing. Finding out the truth crushed me. I feel like that's more of a you, or maybe not. I'm so attracted to you. Yes, we know that. Okay, so there's something about them revealing truth, right? Them really revealing the truth. I knew exactly what I was doing. Wow. All right, I'm just trying to wrap my mind around, trying to make sense of these messages here. Finding out the truth crushed me. This could be finding out the truth of this connection, how important that you truly are, the depth of this connection. Maybe they found out exactly what twin flames were, and that, I really don't know the specifics here, and I don't really. I'm not going to dive into it at the moment, so I'm just going to leave it out there as finding out the truth crushed me. They have been working on their healing. Of course, they're so attracted to you. Of course, they are. It's a magnetic attraction. I feel like that's a no-brainer, you know? And I knew exactly what I was doing. I feel like this is referring some of the truth that maybe they're saying, like, you know, as much as that makes them look like an a-hole or whatever, they knew what they were doing when they were pushing you away. Again, going back to some of that explanation, I don't need to repeat myself. You can always start the reading over if you want to. But yeah, they knew what they were doing when they were pushing you away. Again, it stemmed from this energy of shame. Starting to understand our connection, yes. Finding out the truth crushed them. They do want to say they wish they could take back their words. There is this remorse coming up as well. Because look at even this, I wish I had treated you better. Again, I'm not seeing promises. I'm not seeing promises here. And I'm not going to mislead anybody and say, you know, they're coming in and right now that's all they want is union and all this stuff. And they do, they want that. But it's like they're coming in first to truly apologize, take accountability, and heal and heal and close out some cycles. Like this is actually probably I've been doing readings on twin flames. I mean, for a while on YouTube for like the last couple of years, you know, and I have never seen. I have never felt the seriousness like this before. Like I haven't felt this type of remorse. I've felt regret, but not true remorse, and understanding and willingness to really get so deep from a collective of masculines here. So it's pretty, it's a little bit different actually. It's a little bit different. And oftentimes, you know, with tarot readings, general readings online, we do get different people at different stages coming in at different times, right? If you're doing this for more than, you know, a few months, whatever, you start to notice patterns in readings and you start to notice like different people at different stages or whatever, right? This just feels like it's a little bit more advanced is what I'm trying to say. This feels like a little bit more of an advanced journey, like where the healing has taken place between the feminine and the masculine for quite some time. Whoa, okay. That's the oracle messages, just flew out. So let's look at this. Got these two energies. I saw this one first. So it says the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. And this is kind of what it is. It's totally different. It's a new way. Sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. Okay. And I feel like this masculine is definitely in that energy of understanding how sacred this relationship truly is. All right. I do hope that this reading has brought in some type of healing energy or validation or confirmation or anything, even just simple entertainment for anyone. You never know. But if it's brought you any kind of good vibe, you know, that's my intention. Yeah, if you like my vibe and you haven't joined our tribe, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button, y'all. We would love to have you join our tribe full of amazing humans from all over the world. And yeah, if you want to rock the like button to lock in the energy, feel free to do that. Leave a comment. I'm also just trying to work on, if you just want to help assist it out, I'm just trying to work on getting the YouTube algorithm to like me again. That as well, to get these readings out to those who need them, okay? I'm sending you all the love, y'all, and I will be back with more readings tomorrow and the next day and the next day. All right, take care. Bye-bye.